The Batman 2 has been officially greenlit by Warner Bros. Discovery, and there's some smaller interesting details surrounding the future of Matt Reeves' future Batman projects, whether it be theatrical or on the small screen. I'm going to be discussing this news, giving my thoughts towards it, and sharing my predictions towards when we might see the film release. But before I get into all of it, if you want to keep up to date on any of my content surrounding the Batman, its sequels, and the HBO Max spin-off shows, then don't forget to support this upload by giving it a like rating, subscribing to the channel, and turning on your notifications. Also, feel free to check me out on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and Instagram at Cortex Videos, which is all linked in the description below. But without further ado, let's dive into all of the news surrounding the confirmation of the Batman 2. So after the Batman success earlier on in the year, some people have been wondering whether we would get the green light for the sequel and other tie-in projects because of the shake-up at Warner Bros. In the last few months. Obviously, they pulled the plug on Batgirl and numerous other projects, and there was worry that in taking new directions, they would do the same to Reeves' Batman projects. I obviously wasn't one of those people that thought that, and I think it was pretty obvious that we would be getting the go-ahead after the success of the first film and the kind of separated project that was. If you remember, there was also a confirmation earlier on in the year that stated that we would be getting a sequel, and it was said at the time that the whole crew would be coming back for the second film. But yesterday's announcement of it being officially greenlit by Warner Bros. Discovery is full confirmation that the newly taken over studio is committed to supporting all of the projects tied into this world. And not just that, according to Deadline, the film's official writing team is now set, and the studio is looking at putting the other HBO Max shows into production too. In regards to the writing, Deadline say that writer Mattson Tomlin is going to be the main co-writer alongside Matt Reeves, and if you remember, he made some important tweaks to the Batman 2022's overall script. And alongside this, Warner Bros. Discovery is all in on the Batman director Matt Reeves and his 6th and Idaho production company. He has become the first filmmaker to be given an overall first look film deal since the new chairs took over and Warner Bros. Discovery boss David Zaslav stepped in. And Reeves is confirmed to be heavily involved with Warner Bros. Television Group 2, where he is working on the Batman spin-off series The Penguin with Colin Farrell and looking to get the green light on the Arkham Asylum series. Reeves and his production company 6th and Idaho had a first look film deal at Netflix, but with him spending lots of time on the future projects of his Batman world, it makes sense that he signs a first look deal with Warner Bros. For the next few years. With Deadline's official confirmation, there are also some interviews by the new Warner Bros. Pictures Group chairs Michael DeLuca and Pamela Abdy. DeLuca said, "We're making an investment for whatever Matt feels a pull towards in the Batman universe and otherwise. He has an open invitation to go wherever his interests take him. We'll lean into whatever Matt wants to do. Pam and I gratefully inherited the relationship with Matt from the Batman and through the beginning stages of planning the Penguin series for HBO Max. We were excited to nail down his overall deal because it's a cornerstone of what we want to do with the filmmakers that are working at the studio. We want to create an atmosphere where all of these filmmakers can excel and do their work and stay with us once they are inside the Warner's family. Keeping Matt and creating a home for him to do more projects in the Batman universe, but also originals, was very important to us. Warner's always had a tradition of being a home base for filmmakers, Clint Eastwood being prominent among them. We want to continue that tradition, especially with people we've had success with. We want to create an atmosphere where we get repeat business with these filmmakers. We feel any studio built on the basis of having a roster of filmmakers working at the studio over and over again is a good business strategy. In terms of the writer-directors out there working in this very elevated genre space, with everything Matt's done, from Let Me In to the Apes trilogy to The Batman, he's in a class by himself. And Pam Abdi followed up by saying, "We see it as just essential for the health of the studio to be a vibrant place for writer-directors and for signature filmmakers to do multiple movies with us." So with this first look deal, it means that all of Warner Bros. Production divisions, whether it be Warner Bros. Pictures themselves, New Line Cinema, the Warner Animation Group, and DC-based films, will have first look rights to Matt Reeves' work as a writer, director, and producer. It means that they are going full steam ahead with what he wants to do creatively, and it's a deal that was previously given to the most esteemed filmmakers within the division. And with Reeves currently close to co-writing the Batman sequel with Mattson Tomlin, and Robert Pattinson coming back for it as the Caped Crusader, expect this to be the first of many big projects at Warner's for Matt Reeves. The filmmaker is searching to find a senior level executive to run the deal at his company 6th and Idaho, while the Warner Bros. Television Group gets to work with the production of the Penguin series at HBO Max with Colin Farrell. The Batman Arkham series is also in discussion, and that should be the next greenlit project for this particular universe. Channing Dungey, the chairman of the Warner Bros. Television Group, said that the studio will empower Reeves to become a cornerstone filmmaker there, and went on to briefly discuss the HBO shows. He said, "Matt is one of the most imaginative and creative minds in the business. We look forward to continuing our partnership with the wonderful 6th and Idaho team and expanding the world Matt so artfully created with the Batman film through our upcoming series, The Penguin." So that was all the news surrounding the greenlighting of The Batman 2 and the statements that show that there is no slowing down on Matt Reeves' Batman world. I've had a handful of comments over the last few months stressing on there potentially not being more projects announced for this Reeves Batman world, and this mainly comes due to Warner Bros. Discovery taking over and cancelling projects that have already been made, like with Batgirl. Now don't get me wrong, while I was not particularly excited about Batgirl, I said in my Joker 2 video the other week that it felt like it was quite a rash decision by the studio to pull that film. They did so after production was finished, they didn't make much communication with the people working on that, and they are going to be losing money on it. But I also said in that video too that I agreed with Warner Bros. From the perspective of only putting projects to screen that they have complete faith in. That is something that does get me excited for the future because it shows that they want this to be a success from a quality standpoint and not just a business one. And when it comes to The Batman, I think there was no question that this was going to be continued because of the success and quality of that first film. I can see why some people were worried that projects they were excited for would be cut, but for a first Batman film in a trilogy to make $700 million, be widely praised, and the studio coming out and saying that they have the goal to do what Reeves wants for his vision, there was no chance that this would be scrapped. The good news behind this official greenlighting is that Warner Bros. Discovery wants to build out and do whatever Reeves wants to do for his Batman world, and that involves giving him and his team the creative freedom to bring this all to life. So overall, it's great news that we're going to be getting all of these future projects for the Batman, and I think it won't be too long before we will be seeing the sequel. If I had to guess, we would likely be getting the second film in 2025, and that's because Joker 2 currently has a release date of October 2024, and production on that film begins at the end of the year. The Batman 2, on the other hand, is only going into writing stages in the next few months, so production on that reshoots will likely start next year and aim for a release date the year after Joker 2. So between March and October of 2025 would be my best guess for the release of The Batman 2. And that would be almost identical to the release dates of the first two films in Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight trilogy, as Batman Begins came out in 2005 and then The Dark Knight released in 2008. So roughly 3 years in between. But like Warner Brothers said, they are all in on the other shows that Reeves is producing for The Batman, and with The Penguin due to begin its production soon, and the Arkham show also being close to getting the green light, plenty is coming in the build-up to and after the release of the second film. I'm happy that Reeves and co get to focus on bringing their vision of Batman to life, and that we're going to be seeing all of this in the next few years. But that was my video discussing the official confirmation of The Batman 2 over at Warner Brothers Discovery. So alongside the ending of The Batman posing many directions that this world can go in, the studio appears to be fully committed with Matt Reeves' future films and linked TV shows, making it a matter of time before we see more announced. Arkham Asylum will likely be the next one to be confirmed, and with Reeves and his production company fully involved, I expect we'll get a consistent level of quality going forward. We'll have to see, but again, I have faith in whatever Reeves is doing with his Batman world, and I'm happy that the new leadership is committed to delivering that vision, alongside other filmmakers with aspiring creative directions. But let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts are towards this news on The Batman 2, and what else you would like to see with future projects from Matt Reeves. For much more videos and news on The Batman 2, then subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Also, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like rating and follow me on social media via the links in the description. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been Cortex, and as always, make some noise.